This is Ross Garcia, and we are back at the Loan Modification Clinic, bringing you another video because a lot of people have asked, wow, this information is very informative, and I want to get more of it, and I want to be involved. I want to watch your channel. So, look, I can't do this every day, okay? Actually, I could, but we have to answer calls. We have to take appointments. So, the economy, going back to the economy, because it seems like everything we do goes back to fear, it's funny because I had just did a video on fear and on faith and how to work on the side of faith. We are on a Christian radio station, so a lot of people listen in and then they call in, right? So if you found this video by chance, it's okay. What I talk about is the economy. I talk about the Loan Modification Clinic and how we've helped a lot of people at the office, not just in Chicago, but throughout the United States. Okay, well, look, it's 2018, okay? It's 2018 and people want to get as much information as possible. They don't want to pay because information, education, this thing, it should be free, okay? Now, yes, I'm talking to you and I'm not charging you, okay? But when it comes to the paperwork at the office, there is a fee at the office, okay? But regarding the economy, I mean, look, this thing is so insane. It's so crazy because, the Federal Reserve, they keep printing out money. And they just keep printing out money, and it's devastating people out here in the U.S. And not just the U.S. I mean, we've seen it in Russia. We've seen it in China. And Russia got sanctions from the UN, from the United Nations. They got some sanctions. I don't know if they lifted some of the sanctions, but they're talking about that they want to keep their country organic, and they don't want companies like Monsanto to get in there and start genetically modifying their seeds. So when it comes to the loan modification, because this is like another modification, right? When it comes to the loan modification, we're talking about interest rates. Yesterday, we were talking about negative interest rates and how they can introduce that. I would applaud Donald Trump if he would introduce negative interest rates for homeowners, because homeowners would be saving thousands of dollars and they'll be able to pay off their house much faster and at a faster rate. So if he would do that or if he would not, I'm not sure. These are my opinions. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take my advice seriously. But we are living in a digital age. So, I'm not the best, but maybe I should say I'm the best. Okay, anyway, how do these interest rates work, and is it worth modifying your home? In my suggestion, in my opinion, yes, it is worth modifying your home because of the simple fact that people that are making over $500,000 a year need to modify their home. And we've seen it in Michael Jordan's mansion out there in Highland Park. I think he wanted like 20 million. When it was all said and done, I think he sold it for like 12 million. So, he got hit with costs there. What do I think about silver and gold? I think, me personally, I had some silver. I think silver, the ratio for silver is going to go up. I think it's way off. And people that are trying to make the most out of their buck, they're investing into things like silver. They're investing into things like gold. They're putting their money in Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the future. And we're living in a digital age. So, I put some money into Bitcoin, but regardless where you put your money, it's fear and uncertainty and doubt. Okay, so fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Be careful with that because it could hit you in the foot. And we've seen it happen in the housing market. We've seen the housing market basically collapse. It's trying to pick back up again, but it might fold. In my opinion, I think that the interest rates are too high, and I think that these banks are basically getting away with murder, and no one's regulating them, even though they say the SEC is. But regardless what type of actions they put in place, there's always a loophole. There's always a back door that they're getting into, and they're giving you these bad loans. Now, regardless if they give you the bad loan or not, you went to the title company and you signed off a document basically saying that they could transfer the loan. And if they transfer the loan, they could transfer it to anyone. There could be a company in Germany that might end up owning your home, your loan. And you have to, instead of paying a company like Chase, a bank like Chase, now you pay a company in Germany. So that's the information that I want to give you is that, and to be careful when it comes to your house. Do your homework, do your research, guys. Do your research and be very careful with the documents. Have a lawyer. And another thing is, I'm not a lawyer, but we do have a lawyer at the office, and he goes to court for our clients, and he does do closings. But most of these loan modifications, the closing doesn't consist of a transfer of title or anything like that. It's just basically, it's a loan that you're doing with the same bank or the same investment company. Why? Because you can't refinance your house. You're upside down on your house, or you might have a balloon, or you might have an adjustable rate mortgage. Yesterday I was talking about a lady that had called in and she was trying to refinance, but she had no equity. So equity is something you build. And basically she hasn't built any equity, so she can't even refinance. And not only that, but let's just say she did have equity. Let's just say she had $100,000 of equity. She can't refinance because simply her debt to income ratios are off, meaning that her debt is so high and her income is so low that she can't refinance the house. So even if she had equity, the best option for her would be maybe to sell her house, take that money, pay off all the credit cards and the cars, and then buy herself another home cash for a lot less. So that's what we talk about, creative financing, because we're in uncharted territory. We're in basically deep water, and we have a tsunami coming at us. Since 2018, this year's going to be very interesting. And, I don't want people to end up in the street. Unfortunately, there will be people in the street, and there has been people in the street, because these banks are ruthless. They have lawyers, they go to court, they take your home. And that's where a lot of people, they exercise their option to do a cash for keys. And that option is on the table, but who would want to do that? And, so you have to be very careful. And that's why I'm doing more videos at the Loan Modification Clinic, so people can get educated. I want to thank you for your time, and I'll leave you for today. Have a good one, guys.